All right, so this is the second half of the video showcasing all these really cool tools that were sent to me complimentary of the folks over at Toro for review and evaluation on my channel. Big shout out to the folks at Toro for providing me these tools. They're going to be a huge help and asset to me out maintaining the property. And again, they did provide them at no cost to my channel for an honest review and evaluation of how they perform and how they work. So we're going to kick this video off where we left off last time, and we're going to go ahead and start with the next tool. And this one's going to be a really interesting evaluation because it's going to essentially be my next go-to tool for a lot of the things that we need done out here. All right, so we are out here at the side fence, got some grass growing. Now we have the 60-volt Flex-Force weed eater, or string trimmer, whatever you want to call it. Like that it's a straight shaft. Motor's down here at the very end, which is really nice. Talked about that earlier. We're going to take out some grass, some stuff growing across this ranch fence. You know, the crazy thing is we mowed yesterday with the Toro, and we had a lot of tall grass over there, and I probably could have used this for that. But, oh, we got some tall grass growing right over here as well, so we can probably hit that as well. Let's go ahead and see how it works. You know, to me, it felt just as capable as a gas trimmer. This is the first one where it seems as if it didn't lose any power at all. It just felt like it just chewed right through the grass. What's your take on it?
I agree. It didn't hesitate at all, and it wasn't working, and it took the grass out quite nicely.
Yeah, that's really cool. Anyways, we're going to try to hit some of the grass here. We got some around the power pole over there, so we'll probably do that as well. Actually, it's taller over there, but yeah, go ahead and hit this stuff first. Sure is a lot quieter. And we got some up here against the fence too. So, question for you. So, out of everything we've used so far, which pretty much includes the pole saw, the chainsaw, and this, would you agree that this probably feels the most commercially usable of all of them?
Yes. Getting ready to test the bump feed on it.
Okay. There it goes. And I like that it has a little trimmer right there too, so it trims the string so it's just not slapping around the plastic.
Yep.
Very good. All right, so I don't think we have anything else to trim at the moment. Let's move on to the next tool. Okay, so now we have the edger, and yeah, this one's going to be interesting because I don't have a lot of grass growing right up against concrete at the moment, but we have this little stretch right here. It'll look pretty good. We're going to go ahead and do this and then maybe continue on a little bit more. Let's give it a whack. So, how'd that feel?
I like it. It's easy to guide. I can feel the blade just touching the edge of the cement, and it's
quiet.
It's very quiet. It feels pretty capable. I like it.
For a big property like this too, it's a heck of a lot better than using an electric one where you have to run extension cords everywhere. It seemed as if it just maintained power the entire time. Did you feel like it was bogging down ever?
No, not at all.
Good deal. Let's try another little stretch because I don't think a 20-foot section really defines how well this works. All right, so we actually have a pretty thick section here that does need to be edged. So this is going to be a good test for it, at least for about, what do you figure this is, about 40 feet? Roughly? About 40 feet. So let's go ahead and edge this off and see how it works. Okay, feedback, final thoughts before we switch to the next power tool. What do you think of this thing?
That was a piece of cake. It was one-handed most of the way. It was really easy to control.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like it was following the line pretty well too. So very good. How does it compare to gas powered and then plug-in power?
To plug-in power, I don't know. I have never had a plug-in, but to gas powered, it's obviously much lighter and much easier to control. The gas one's heavy, it's more stable, but you got to roll it around.
Yep, and you got to feel the thing working the whole time. And plus, this is quiet. When you're not using it, you're not hearing it, which is really nice. Good deal. Let's move to the last two. Okay, so now we're on to the hedge trimmer, and my father discovered something pretty cool about this tool. And why is that such an important feature?
Because a lot of hedges you want to do the sides vertically and the top flat. You don't have to turn the tool. You just turn the handle and let the tool adjust to the shape, the direction you want to cut. And
your hand stays in its kind of normal position orientation. Very cool. Let's find something to hedge cut with. Okay, so after hours and hours of searching, we found the only bush on the property. It's not really a bush. I really don't know what this is, to be honest with you. But I've tasked my father in trying to make this look like the Texas state flag when he's done with the hedge trimmer. So we're gonna let him go at it and see what he can do. Rotating. No, it doesn't really look like it. It looks more like the Tennessee state flag.
Might as well cut it off straight.
You sure? To be honest with you, it did not sound like it bogged down one bit with any of what you were just doing.
No, you couldn't even tell it was cutting through anything. It went just really easy.
That's really cool. So, comparison on this one?
I like the length of it. I like it's comfortable to use. It's not real heavy. So, I like it.
Very cool. All right, let's move on to the last one, which is more of a cleanup tool, and we'll see how it performs. The reason why we're trimming these, look at that right there. Look at that. You want to see how sharp that is? That thing is insanely sharp. All right, and I think we got one more right here. We're going to go ahead and cut off. That's pretty cool. All right. All right, on to the last tool, which is the blower. So this is going to be interesting. One thing to keep in mind, and one thing I've noticed with battery-powered blowers, is they tend to drain batteries incredibly quickly because you got a lot of RPMs going, a lot of air moving, and so I think this is. Oh, okay. So basically, that's the trigger hold. So once you pull the trigger down, you can have it set so it stays on, and then you can adjust the speed. That is really cool. On this one,
that might be a turbo button.
That is a turbo button. So we got a turbo button on top. All right, let's drain this battery and see how it goes. So we have 3 bars remaining. So I know some areas that we got to blow off. The driveway is always one of them because we have an assortment of acorns that constantly litter it. So we're going to blow the driveway off real quick. We'll move over to that area that we edged a second ago, and we'll see how it goes. Go ahead. All right, so we got all the tools back. They all performed easily as advertised. That's probably the best way of saying it. You know, trying to determine the answer to that question I asked earlier, are these commercial grade, prosumer, or consumer grade items? I think it's kind of a mix because in some cases, you know, you can never really get a battery powered chainsaw or pole saw to perform as well as a high powered gas chainsaw, in my opinion. It's going to perform very well. And you guys have seen me chop up a lot of wood with chainsaws, and this one feels just as, if not more capable than the one I already have. The pole saw performs really, really well. You know, for a prosumer, somebody with a large piece of property, I don't think you would ever have an issue using something like this to get all the jobs done that you need to get done. Weed Eater performed, I'm just going to say, just as good as my super high-end Echo. This thing was super awesome, worked really well. Blower, you know, that's a mixed thing. It performs exceptionally well, but it probably could use a feature that allows the turbo button to be kind of held down or turn on the turbo mode for a set amount of time, because your thumb can get a little tired if you have to constantly keep jamming the turbo button to get the thing to go up. Other than that, though, it throws out a tremendous amount of airflow. I would venture to say it's significantly more powerful than the Wen tool that I have, and up to 120 mile an hour. Yeah, this thing is a beast. Just worked really well. Batteries, it's hard to judge batteries because the batteries you see here are the 2 amp hour batteries. If you get something larger, then of course they're going to last longer. So 2 amp hour batteries aren't what I would consider to be the longest life battery. Typically that's the battery that you would get with a lot of the tools. But if you need more power, just get a larger battery. So I'm not going to base the performance of the tools just on these batteries, again, simply because these batteries aren't the longest life batteries you can get from Toro. And then finally, the Hedge Trimmer and the Edger, in my opinion, perform in a very commercial type fashion as well. They worked really, really well. They didn't bog down at all. They felt very powerful. They never felt as if they were struggling through anything we were throwing at them. You know, only time will tell in terms of longevity, how long they'll last. But Toro's made a great name for themselves in terms of yard tools, mowers, all of that. And, you know, I venture to say that they would last as long as any consumer, prosumer would ever need to use them for. If you're a commercial operator, you know, it doesn't matter what brand you have. Things are going to break. Things will eventually break. You'll hit that one yard that just has too many obstacles, too many things that tax your equipment. But overall, this stuff's worked really, really well for me. My father was out here testing it with me. We both had a go at it. He's not too comfortable holding the camera, but very, very cool equipment. I definitely have to give everything a thumbs up. And a big shout out again to the folks at Toro for providing all this to me for review and evaluation at no charge on my channel. All they were looking for was an honest review, honest feedback, and that's what we're trying to give you. For some reason, I completely forgot to get the stick trimmer box out, so I had all these other boxes out minus this one. So I actually have 6 tools here, and you know, we use the stick edger, but I just didn't feature the box, but there's the box for it. Anyways, you know, I got my father here next to me, so to be honest, you know, what do you guys think of having him on and featuring him as another hand model on my channel? I mean, he's definitely out here sweating with me and using these tools. And real quick, before we end the segment, of the 6 tools that were out here, which ones were your favorite?
I have to say that I like the pole saw probably to be the most effective at performing a lot of work. But the easiest to use and the most comfortable with the best results was the string trimmer.
I figured you'd say the string trimmer. If it was your own money, would you buy this equipment for your home?
Sure.
Okay.
No second thought at all.
Good deal. And I know you like Toro. I mean, you use Toro equipment, but you also have a variety of other equipment, including a lot of battery-powered stuff. And it's nice when you can get all the tools from the same company that share the same battery. And you heard it from him, he'd buy it with his own money. Me personally, I would too. You know, you guys know from a previous video, I'm a fan of battery-powered equipment, and if it works well, it works effective, and it gets the job done with relative ease, that's all you can ask for from a company that's legitimate and backs everything up. So I enjoyed it as well. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll be back to talk to you again very soon.